Welcome to today's presentation, Mastering Breakouts and Breakdowns. My name is Dan Gibby, Senior Pristine Trained Trader and Lead Moderator of Pristine's Advanced Stocks and Derivatives Trading Room. I have been studying the Pristine method under the tutelage of Pristine co-founders Oliver Velez and Greg Capra since 1998, mastering the art, science, and psychological challenges of the self-directed active trading. Since trading full-time in 1998, I have been a very active trader of stocks, options, and futures. Pristine is the leader in the industry, being ranked #1 educational firm by Barron's, Forbes, Stocks and Commodities magazine, just to name a few. The Pristine method is a specific, objective method of analyzing the financial markets and predicting stock movements based on price charts, volume, and trader sentiment. This presentation today is not about teaching chart analysis, but about intelligently showing you one precise, highly reliable setup called the breakout. Breakout and breakdowns, of course, and the various intricacies of showing you the quality setup to make you focus only on the very best of the best. Although it is impossible not to discuss basic, pristine technical setups and terminology, I recommend that you review this DVD again after you have completed our complete seminar series on the Pristine method, parts 1 and 2. So sit back, get comfortable, as you are about to embark on a most exciting educational journey of how to technically and precisely trade breakouts and breakdowns like never before. Before we get started, however, the SEC wants us to remind you that trading involves speculation, which involves risk. So therefore, you can lose a lot of money in this business, particularly if you don't objectively have a trading plan and know exactly why you are engaging in this speculative activity called trading. But we actually believe that not having the proper education is what's going to lead to the much greater losses. Let's look at the introduction here of what we're going to be covering here in the next couple hours. First, I'll go over the introduction a little bit more of the Pristine method and our style of approaching the markets in a technical way, various trading styles and time frames, and a brief introduction to what a trading plan is and its necessity in trading objectively in this business of trading. Then I'll cover a section on the basics and the foundations necessary before embarking on analyzing various breakout and breakdown setups. I'll give you a description of what congestion area means as opposed to a multiple, what I'm going to call fluid bar moves and their significance in trading breakouts and breakdowns on multiple time frames. I'm going to explain to you what we call a wide range bar, whether it is green meaning bullish or red meaning bearish, and the importance of getting one of those in igniting new breakouts or breakdowns from consolidations. Obviously, we'll need to cover volume and the significance of that in adding some benefit to the reliability of breakouts and breakdowns. And then we'll get and talk about quality consolidations, which will increase the odds of a breakout, versus questionable consolidations or bases. Pristine ESP is Pristine's proprietary software that simultaneously scans from whether it's a 2-minute scalp trade to a core trade, every single setup that Pristine teaches. It's an invaluable tool to any trader, and I'm going to show you how to successfully use it every single day as a breakout, breakdown master trader. The various breakout, breakdown strategies or setups, if you will, that we're going to cover in this DVD are outlined right here. We're going to break them down into easy to digest modules as follows. The initial breakout, breakdown. Breakout, breakdown from these wide range bars that I just referenced. A breakout, breakdown from a gap that's igniting a new breakout breakdown. The first retracement after an initial breakout breakdown. Then, of course, you have secondary breakouts and breakdowns. Huge difference in quality of all of these, but I'm going to teach you a very reliable technique of buying secondary breakouts and breakdowns, which the industry, believe it or not, does horribly. Many instances that will actually be taking the other side of what we call those novices. Finally, the late day breakout breakdown is an incredibly accurate technique that we can teach to almost anybody. If you want to just trade 1 hour a day, you can go play golf in the morning, you can have a side business, and you can come back for the last 2 hours of the market hours wherever you happen to live on the East Coast, West Coast, even over in Southeast Asia. And I will teach you specifically how to search for these high probability quality breakouts, and you could specialize in trading nothing but these particular trades. And then I'm going to give you, just finish with one very interesting breakdown strategy that we have discovered, and it's a setup that involves a gap, either bullish gap or bearish gap, that was negated in the morning session and then sets up a quality breakout breakdown. Let's just briefly mention what this seminar is not about. I mentioned I can't teach you the Pristine method part 1 and 2 in this 2 to 3 hour DVD here. Instead, you're going to need to, serious market participants need to take the entire 4-day series, which is 2 days for each Pristine method, part 1 and part 2. I'm not going to be talking in detail about a trading plan, although I'll give you an introduction and the importance of a trading plan here in a moment. Managing your trading business. Trading is a business. We have a separate seminar at Pristine that Malcolm Murray has developed called Managing Your Trading Business. I'm not going to get into that at all in this particular DVD. Risk management is of the utmost importance in any speculative endeavor, particularly in trading. Managing risk is number one priority. I'm going to give you a little bit of that information in terms of where to put your protective stop in these particular setups, but I can't in this brief DVD get into various trailing stops and pivot analysis, or proper share size, the psychological aspects of trading, which is a very significant portion to a successful trader. We are not covering that in this DVD. Futures, options, commodities, and other derivatives we aren't going to discuss. Classical analysis, macro or fundamental is beyond the scope of this. We aren't going to be talking about level 2 trading or any other of the topics specifically addressed in our Pristine Trading University, which I highly recommend each and every one of you spend some time in looking at those topics and DVDs. Every single one of them is of the utmost quality and benefit to you. Who is Pristine? Pristine Capital Holdings was established in 1994 by Oliver Velez and Greg Capra. We provide the insight and intelligence to help you become a master self-directed trader. We are not a buy and hold tip service where we just give you ideas and you follow them blindly. Our goal is to teach you how to intelligently and consistently approach the markets day by day, whatever instrument you want to trade, from stocks, commodities, currencies, and allow you to develop a trading plan to know exactly what patterns that you are looking for, exactly how to enter them, and exactly how to manage them. It's interesting that people view irrational things they don't understand. But Pristine teaches that the only thing that really matters in trading is price action. Is an imbalance of supply and demand is the only thing on planet Earth that is going to move a stock. So the markets are not irrational. People in their decision making are irrational who fail to focus on the only thing that matters, which is what we teach. Sound technical advice in addition to public sentiment and market internals. Everything we offer from our services and products would enable you to obtain that basic understanding. These are some of the services that we accomplish that. Obviously, we have on-site seminars where we give you the Pristine Method Parts 1 and 2, among other subjects. We teach those same things online, in addition to many coaching topics online. In the top right is the taskbar for the Pristine ESP scanning software that I mentioned. Right in the middle there are real-time trading rooms. We have 3 of them. I co-moderate the Advanced Stocks and Derivatives Trading Room. We have the Pristine Method Trading Room, which is ideal for the beginning trader who has just graduated from the Pristine Method Part 1 and is looking for that hands-on bridge the gap from theory to practice. And then finally we have an E-mini trading room. With the advent of all these electronic instruments that are very efficient, we have a room specifically designed to help the trader of these new E-mini contracts. Greg and Oliver's best-known seller book, Tools and Tactics for the Master Day Trader, is an absolute must-read Bible for all traders. The first half of the book focuses more on the proper psychological mindset required to succeed in this rigorous business. The second half being an introduction to the proper technical aspects, the setups, the entry, and the management, which you get much more involved in, obviously, the Pristine Method courses, Part 1 and 2. You see DVDs there. That's what you're viewing right now, hopefully. Hope you're viewing this many, many times over. Under our Pristine Trading University, that's where you will find our full catalog of those subjects. Finally, our plethora of trading newsletters from the active swing trader, which is our niche. Pristine Capital Holdings was actually started with the birth of the Pristine then day trader, now called Pristine swing trader, where we attempt to find those technical patterns that will give us a high probability 1 to 5 day gain. Then we have a lighter version of that. We have a core trading version. We have various option newsletters, etc. So I highly recommend that you spend some time looking at all of the services and products, both premium and free, at pristine.com. Pristine's success in the industry since 1994 has not gone unrecognized by the media. We have been ranked number 1 by educational firm by Barron's, Stocks and Commodities Magazine, and Forbes, among the many other public accolades as you see here. What does it take to be a successful trader? There are many books written on that, and the debates can go on and on. Here's a simplified version which we believe covers the main components. First of all, trading is a business, and you must treat it like one. If anybody is approaching trading for recreation or a hobby or something fun, we recommend that you just close your account down and protect your capital, and instead fly to Las Vegas or something and do something more fun, where the market, for those who are not trained in it, finds a way to rip away not only your financial well-being, but your emotional, sending you home broke and dejected. We don't want that to happen to you, and it shouldn't if you follow everything we teach. Next, you have to choose a defined method. We teach the Pristine method, which is our objective approach to trading price action and sentiment. We do not teach Gann square. We do not teach Fibonacci retracement, buy and sell setups per se. We don't teach reading alignment of seasonal planetary alignments. We teach the Pristine method because we believe it's the best. Next, you need a time frame to choose to trade from. I have many traders who are just scalpers to morning day traders where their world, so to speak, is the 2-minute, 5-minute, and 15-minute charts. And they can do that for part of the day or the entire day. There's nothing wrong with that. I have other students, traders, clients, who don't want to even look at the market 1 minute while it's open. Instead, they apply the Pristine method to their long-term portfolio by sitting at their pool on a Sunday afternoon sipping iced tea. Whatever is your personal style, you need to apply the Pristine methodology objectively to those time frames. Choose which instruments you're going to trade. Some people trade just stocks. Some people trade maybe only 1 or 5 stocks is their trading universe. Some people trade just futures, like some of those people in our E-mini trading room. Some people trade just currencies. I personally trade anything that moves, as my students have witnessed. Anything that has a compelling pattern, that has sufficient liquidity, that gives me a high reward to risk ratio, which means my potential target less my stop, I will trade it. I will hit the button and apply everything we teach in live practice. Money management. Again, I'm sure there's many books written just about this topic alone, but rest assured that without proper money management, you are destined for failure in this business. And in fact, with many of my students, to illustrate this point, when they're in our Pristine labs or even our in-house trading, where they're trading right next to me, they're running their business as I'm running mine during the market hours, I will go to their trading simulator and I'll tell them to buy a whole inventory of stocks, and I'll just say manage it. You know, a monkey, right? The Wall Street Journal and financial media have done studies that a monkey can do 50-50, just the dartboard, throwing darts against stocks to buy. I don't disagree with that. But if you have proper money management, any portfolio can get dropped on your lap, and you can weed out the inventory, stocks, I call it inventory because that's all it is to a Pristine trained trader, is our inventory is our instruments that we're trading. No different than any other retailer trading their inventory. Whether it be the sport coat, whether it be a Mercedes car, whether it be a golf clubs, it doesn't matter. We are trading these instruments, stocks, futures, and commodities, with the intent to profit once we close that transaction. So provided you have proper money management, we get rid of the inventory that's not working, keep the inventory that is. I can make money consistently with anything being thrown at me. Finally, discipline and patience to follow your method. It pains me when I see people in our live real-time trading rooms, or even friends I hear at the gym or in an elevator, whatever the case, they feel a need to be engaged in the market when the odds are not in our favor. I want you to shut down your computer, to read the newspaper, to go take your dog for a walk, whatever you want, when the odds of you engaging in the market in accordance with the setups you trade and the market internals being favorable to those trades, when they are not in alignment, cash is a position. We purposely engage in the market when the odds are in our favor. So I want to see you, as I said, reading the paper and whatever it takes to have the discipline and patience to say, no, that's not my setup. My checklist is not in alignment for me to engage in that trade, so therefore I do not enter the trade. It's that simple, but it takes some practice through psychological coaching and training. Here's a brief little successful trader matrix, if you will, that I put together. And I'm showing you how it interrelates with a trading plan. You see right in the middle up top, all capital letters, compelling technical pattern. No setup, no trade. We are trading as market technicians chart patterns which, based upon history, have a high degree of reliability of continuation in the predicted manner, as the chart suggests, because human nature repeats itself. And price charts are a reflection of human behavior through their supply and demand. Charts don't lie. People put their money on the line, which creates these charts. And that's why we are not fundamentalists, because money, charts, fear, and greed is what's going to move that stock. Not an earnings statement, not an upgrade, downgrade, not a change in management, not a new product. None of that is going to make the stock move. Only an imbalance of supply and demand. So no compelling setup. We don't even continue through our pre-trade question checklist at all. We're looking for reasons not to enter the trade. I have copies of the 3 DVDs that my colleagues have made, which interrelate in this process here. Greg Capra, president of Pristine, has 2 of them here at the top here, intermarket analysis and market internals, that you can find on Pristine Trading University. Both of those are also integral to helping you find not only the compelling patterns, but making the reliability of those patterns have a higher degree of accuracy when the intermarket analysis and market internals support that bullish or bearish compelling setup that you are considering. Once we find a compelling setup and the market internals agree, then you simply properly share size, which means you calculate the maximum loss that you should incur if you are stopped out, but for a disaster gap, which we can't prevent in this business unless you use some partial hedging techniques. So once you enter the trade, there is nothing to do except manage in between. We've entered the compelling setup, we've proper share size, we've set our protective stop, and you simply manage the trade in between. You are either going to meet target or exceed it, or scale in and out. We teach various scaling techniques in all of our courses, or you're going to stop out. But if you know and have confidence in the setup in the first place, and you've accepted the loss, and the reward to risk is over 3 to 1, there's nothing to fear. And those that do fear means that they don't have the confidence in the pattern or trust in themselves that they're going to follow the rules. The column on the left, called trading plan, are just some of the components that should be part of your plan. And a trading plan, bear in mind, is a component of the overall business plan, since trading is a business. And then, so that would include what type of corporation you are, where you're located, your hours, etc. And this whole trading plan portion is what type of trades am I going to take, under what conditions, what instruments, what do the market internals have to look like before I get out, what type of trade managements do I have? Am I going to sell a third after a multi-bar move and then trail half under pivots? That should all be in writing. And we at Pristine can help you prepare your trading plan through through various coachings, but also Paul Lang has one of these DVDs on how to create this trading plan that I have a copy here for you on the bottom right. On the prior slide, I showed you step 1 is a compelling pattern. This is just a summary sheet of some of the compelling patterns that we teach in the Pristine method. There's many of them. PBS stands for the Pristine Buy Setup, and you can see a little stick figure of that in the top right diagram. Very, very reliable, controlled pullback in an uptrend. We teach in the Pristine Method Part 1 the entire first day of the 2-day seminar teaches you, once we get through the introductory stuff explaining the only possible ways that a stock can move through 4 stages, we spend the entire afternoon teaching you how to find these quality pristine buy setups, and we give you a nice outline of amplifiers, if you will, to help you find the best of the best. So see, that's an entire day's course, and you can see why I can't teach you that in a 2-hour DVD. The pristine sell setup would be the opposite of that, obviously, in a downtrend. We teach climactic buy and sell setups, when the rubber band of fear or greed has gotten too far, and how to intelligently ride that rubber band back for a partial retracement. Guerrilla trades, we teach in the Pristine Method Part 1, 12 highly reliable guerrilla trades, 1 to 2 day hit and run tactics that could go out as far as a 10 or more day gain on some of them. Breakouts and breakdowns. We teach this obviously in the Pristine Method Part 1, but because that course, both of the Part 1 and 2, our manuals are over 300 pages, and people's heads are exploding when they leave those courses, is actually why you're watching this DVD here today. We have 100 slides here on this one subject alone. So we are going to, for those of you who are watching this, I commend you for taking the ridiculously small cost of this, as you're going to see the benefit that you're going to get by viewing this should be 100-fold, if not more, because I'm going to change the way, as I said, you view breakouts and breakdowns for the rest of your life. So my goal is to make you become a specialist in this. We teach W&M reversal formations. We teach a pinch play. We have many failed patterns that we teach. Finally, one called the bearish gap that bullies. Sounds a little strange, but it's a derivative of one of these failed patterns. And when a breakout breakdown sets up from this, then we're going to conclude with that little bonus setup. All right, let's go ahead and continue here and jump right into the foundation now. Some introductory concepts here. This, and you'll notice on all of these slides, the majority of these slides, since Pristine teaches trading, price action, and candlesticks, I rarely, if ever, am going to give you the name of the stock or even show you the price of it. Why? Because it doesn't matter. This, I'll tell you, just in case you're curious, is a 15-minute chart of the ES, the S&P E-minis. Does that matter? Absolutely not. It could be a lumber commodity future contract. It could be the euro. It could be Dell Computer, Taser, RIM. It could be any other any instrument whatsoever. It could be trading your brother-in-law's. As long as the chart is based on supply and demand and human emotion, the Pristine method can trade it. But let's look at some of the concepts relative to breakouts and breakdowns. You can see that this stock broke out from a consolidation at the low, ignited a big new strong move to a new uptrend, and then it's just consolidating near the high of that big bullish run. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is bases and consolidations. What does that mean? That it's going sideways up here. What about various types of breakouts and breakdowns? I showed you the whole